Have you ever noticed that when you start to change, the world around you reacts? If you have been in the personal development realm, or if you are doing things to up level certain parts of your life, you're probably going to get some responses from people, and you may be surprised at some of them. Sometimes it's not always positive. They may not throw you a ticker tape parade, and that can be really disappointing. It can feel a little bit hurtful when we're really excited about what we're doing. And so I wanted to dive into this with you and let's talk this through, because I do believe most of the time there's a happy ending. So my name is Kate Wood. I am an integrative health and wellness coach. I am also a mom of 5. I love helping women overcome overwhelm, reduce their stress so they can live more joyful and authentic lives. So this is one of the major things that I think happens. Anytime we do something that challenges the status quo, or at least that person's status quo, it holds a mirror up to them and their choices. Not that we are trying to do it or throw it in their face, but I remember when I was pregnant with my first child, I was so excited and I wanted to try to have a natural childbirth. And I didn't think this was very weird. My mom had done it, so I figured, well, a lot of people must do it. Well, this invited a lot of I was really surprised because these were people I really liked, admired, and was looking to for some advice. I was super surprised. I didn't even know I was being controversial. Don't be surprised if this happens. And what I had to learn there, maybe the hard way, was that it was more about them than it was about me. And I needed to not necessarily take it to heart. Of course, we love for people to cheer us on and be excited for us. But when you do stuff different, people will consider how it affects them, and it'll sometimes make them question their own choices. Know that it happens, and it's kind of on them to sort out how they feel about it. Another thing that can happen, especially I think with those closest to us, is that we start acting different. Maybe we respond in different ways, or we're doing things we didn't used to do before, like eating healthier, exercising, setting boundaries. And maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your friends. They're just not used to it. I had a coach tell me, I thought it was an amazing analogy. It's like you've been dancing the waltz for a really long time, and then all of a sudden you start breakdancing. Of course, they're going to stand back and be like, whoa, what? How am I supposed to dance with you now? And that's okay. We can give people a little bit of time to adjust. Those closest to you, I think it's fine to be very transparent with them. Hey, I'm going to be cooking more healthy dinners. I know you guys like some of the other dishes. I'll make those twice a week. Sometimes we need to let them know what we're doing and kind of work together to figure out how that can work. I would especially suggest that if you're making changes and it's between you and your spouse, you guys want to get on the same page or the same game plan, that is going to help you so much in your success if you feel like you guys are not working against each other. Be as clear as possible. You don't have to necessarily apologize. I don't think you're probably doing anything wrong by, cooking healthier meals or whatever it is that you are working on. You're hiring a coach and you're meeting with them once a week or every other week, and you're leveling up mindset and how you deal with emotions. Again, give them a little bit of time to adjust. And you can explain hey, I don't yell as much as I used to because I'm finding that this thing helps me. So clarity, and give it a little bit of time so that they can adjust to the new you. They may be waiting, kids especially will do this. They're going to wait to see if you go back to the old way because it's easier than adjusting into the new thing. Another thing that I sometimes hear from women or other clients is that they're worried that if they put too much into personal development that they're going to outgrow their loved one, or that some resentment is going to build. And I get it. And some women too are like, well, why should I get all this amazing coaching and all these new insights and my spouse doesn't get any? Well, normally it's because the other person is not choosing to pursue it. If your coaching is getting in the way of them getting coached, then maybe you need to figure out hey, I get coached, and then you can go get coached. You can find a compromise. Take a step back and be is that something they want or would want to pursue, or not really? Your growth normally is not taking away from other people. So I would just double check that mindset to see if it's really true in real life, right? Sometimes we get in our heads when you could just ask your spouse, hey, are you cool with this coaching thing? Do you feel like I'm taking anything away from you by taking the time, money, and energy to do this? They may tell you, hey, I think it's amazing. You're in a better mood. We go out on more date nights and you're less stressed about the kids. Woo! Again, we need to communicate with each other to get the best results. As far as outgrowing your spouse, I've never actually seen a client do that. They may make some big changes in their life. Here's the way I look at it. I doubt that you're going to outgrow that person that you're committed to in your marriage relationship, but how does you playing small benefit them really? And how does it benefit your kids and someday your grandkids if you don't have them already, and your community? How does playing small benefit them? Sometimes, again, we can use it as a little bit of an excuse, or we have a little bit of a block there because we're a little bit scared to see what will happen. I would double check that mindset and see if you're like, changing feels scary to me, and so I'm going to grab onto these other things. Well, why should I get this if my spouse is not pursuing it right now? What if I outgrow him? Usually what happens pretty much every time is that the spouse is very happy. I've never had a spouse call me up and be like, I wish my wife would go back to feeling tired all the time, feeling so stressed out of her mind, feeling like she has brain fog. I wish she would just go back to that. No one has ever said that. Usually the spouses are super happy for you and really excited about the changes because you're feeling better. Usually your relationships only improve when you are up leveling different parts of your life. If you're making big changes, decide who you're going to share it with. If it is somebody who in the past has gotten really intimidated by what you're doing, who is not very supportive, they may recognize changes in you anyway, but I would be careful who you share your dreams with. And I know that sounds strange, and a lot of people will be like, put it on Facebook, girl. And you can. It's kind of up to your personality too. But if that person responds with like, oh, why are you doing that? Or they get funny about it, and it's going to make you feel hurt, or you're going to be really disappointed. It might even sabotage your efforts. I would think twice about sharing my heart with that person. Share it with those people in your life who cheer you on, get excited, love to see you grow. Those are the people we want to share our hopes and dreams with. And that's why I have created a group coaching community called The Mighty Hearted, where we're all up leveling. It is so supportive. And I don't know if you've ever been in groups, maybe a circle of friends, or even in your family where it gets funny and competitive, and the people don't really want to see you succeed. I know that sounds awful, but I've been there. This is like the opposite of it. And so if you want a community that is cheering you on and a coach that is cheering you on and who's going to get excited when you're like, hey, I think I might want to run a 5K, or I might want to pursue my degree. They're like, yes, I'm so excited for you. How can I pray for you? Do you want me to hold you accountable on anything? That's this type of group. So if you're interested in that, definitely visit my website, katewoodcoaching.com, and definitely check it out. Let's get back to it. So I would be choosy about who you give a lot of details to. I would be very clear with your spouse, as clear as you can be, and with your kids. And I hope they respond in beautiful ways. But if not, you're going to give them a little bit of time to adjust. I hope this helps you. If you are starting something new, not to burst your bubble in any way, but if they don't throw you a parade right away, it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong, that you've made any bad choices. It may just mean that they need to adjust, or that you've kind of thrown a mirror up as far as like their choices, and they're thinking about themselves. It's not really about you. Here's the thing. A lot of women, they're the first ones to notice that something is off. Something off in that relationship, or man, what's going on with our parenting or with our kids as they're getting older, whatever it is, it's not working. A lot of times I feel like it is the woman of the house who sees these things. And even if other people around you are not willing to address it yet, it doesn't mean that you need to sell yourself short. A lot of times it starts with the woman, and it starts with the wife, it starts with the mom, maybe it starts with the grandma, right? They start. Other people see what's going on, they see your energy, your excitement, your vision, and they see you moving and grooving, and then they may jump on that train with you, but maybe just not right away. So you're not the weirdo for wanting to reach for more. And again, in the Mighty Hearted community, you will see you are not a weirdo for reaching for more. You are in good company with amazing women who want to see you achieve that more that you're reaching for. So thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so that we can hang out again soon. You're welcome to go to katewoodcoaching.com to find out how I work one-on-one and with groups in coaching you to a better, happier, awesomer, grammatically incorrect, I know, life. Take care. I'll see you soon.